Ooh, what's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMGWTF, WBRB. Welcome back to more Total Extreme Wrestling 2016. We are playing as the WWF in the year 2001, booking the invasion angle, running everyone's favorite show of Sunday Night Heat. Definitely on the later side of uploads here. My apologies, nerds and geeks. This week has been very, very hectic for yours truly. I haven't had a day off since Tuesday. Some kid got fired because he wouldn't come to work. And then that left yours truly here to pick up the slack for him on Friday, which was my day off. And I ended up having to cancel the stream, so if any of you guys were wondering where the stream was, that's what happened. Go ahead, follow me on Facebook, like me on Twitter, all that fun stuff. And, yeah, been pretty hectic for yours truly, but got a day off tomorrow, and I am looking forward to it, just like I'm looking forward to this episode of Sunday Night Heat, because it's a good one. I like the direction of it. So let's just jump into it. As we open up the night here in the Quebec, because we're still in Canada, let's not forget that, with a solid D rating here, with a 42 rating here, and an abysmal match, nerds and geeks. Head chop going over Rob Conway and Rico Constantino in 8 minutes and 20 seconds when Funaki defeated Rico with the inverted DDT. Of course, Al Snow was head and shoulders above everybody else. Get it? Head and shoulders of everybody else? Whatever. Just continuing the push for head chop here as we borrow the current OVW World Champion, Rob Conway, and Rico Constantino because they have similar poses. So why not have them team? Apparently a poor way to start off the show. That is understandable. It did cool the crowd. It is Heat, though. My level of caring is not that high. Al Snow stood it as being good. Funaki with a 48, so he's getting up there. Snow with a 59. Rico over here with an 18. And Rob Conway with a 20. Not too shabby. As we move on to the next segment here with a... There's a language barrier? Really? There's a language barrier. Oh, okay, hold on. I see. That is interesting. Well, here's something never pointed out to you guys because I've never really experienced it. Because the game's never assigned me to an arena like that. But either way, going off camera here, we're going to have to find ourselves a suitable arena here that we can sell out. Well, not sell out, but get enough. I guess we're going to go to this one. Oops, excuse me. Do we get the Jean? Wait, you already... Why can't I switch? We're in Quebec. Aren't we? I'm confused. So even if I'm in Quebec, because we're at the arena, well, that sucks. Alright, here's going to be an interesting show. Rob Conway did better, though. Al Snow did better as well. Alright. Interesting way, as we have problems with the language barrier here, but it happens. We have a backstage segment between everybody involved here. Billy Kidman and Tori Wilson, they're hanging out backstage, of course, acting like a couple. They're all in love. That's when the number one contender to Billy Kidman's Cruiserweight Championship, Spike Dudley, approaches them, and he's just kind of disgusted. He still, hasn't got over Molly, of course, and he's just like, it must be nice. Walking around, rubbing your guys' love in each other's face, and everybody else's face, I should say, whatever. Now I know how everyone else felt back when that witch and I would parade around here like some love-struck puppies. Billy, do yourself a favor. Ditch her before she ditches you. And that's when Billy goes, whoa, wait a minute. Look, Spike, I feel for you. I really do. What Greg and Molly did to you was messed up, man. And karma, it caught up to him. But don't let that bring you down, man. You got a Cruiserweight Championship match coming out. And don't go around trying to ruin everyone else's mood either. Unlike these guys. And of course, that's when the Right to Censor approach, who are in, the midst of trying to take over Heat. And Steven Richards says, well, Spike, for once you're not wrong. Billy, I assure you that everyone is indeed tired of you and Miss Tori here making out in the hallways like some high school teenagers. Not to mention, of course, how Tori breaks many FCC codes. That's when Billy steps up, defending his women's honor, saying, watch it, Richards. You know what, Spike? I know what'll help get you out of this slump. I know you and I are going to face off next week for the Cruiserweight Championship, but how about tonight you and I team up to take care of these idiots? And then Richards just laughs and he says, be careful what you wish for, Billy. You just might get it. And he walks away as that sets up pretty much our main event of the night between Right to Censor versus Billy Kidman and Spike Dudley, who, to be honest, are making history tonight. The second WCW WWF pairing. Either way, Flair got some heat with the locker room, apparently for his selfish behavior. We gave him a slap on the wrist, but it did nothing. And then Kane, of course, brought to locker room court, and he was being accused of skipping out on a night with the boys. Of course, Judge Rock sentenced him to buy drinks for the rest of the locker room after the show, and Kane was like, sure, guys, and his behavior improved, so there is that. Ivory's improving in acting. Don't know why. So, it sucks for this. Either way, an impressive match here, to be honest here. As 55 C-. Sin. Look at you go, dude. And about that had terrible wrestling and a non-existent crowd heat. Sabu defeats Sin in 5 minutes, 34 seconds with the camel clutch submission hold. Sin was off his game. Sabu looked excellent. Sin had a 17 and Sabu at the 68. Damn, Sabu, calm down. Unfortunately for Sin, this is going to be the last time we use him because we're out of Quebec after tonight. We then go to our freestyle segment, which is This Week in the WWF. That gets us a 77D rating here. Just highlighting, of course, Rock and DDP teaming up to take on Power Plant, and then DDP hitting Rock with the Diamond Cutter after the match. Jericho losing to RVD, and RVD earning his spot on Team WWF, along with Albert and Test joining Team WWF. And Scott Steiner and Rick Steiner joining Team WCW, along with Chris Benoit. So, yeah, all that fun stuff. Yes. We then move on to our main event of the night, Nerds and Geeks, which gets a 54 C-, and about that had Sipar Wrestling. Look at that. Sipar Wrestling, and a little heat to it. Billy Kidman, the WCW Cruiserweight Champion, and Spike Dudley going over the Right to Censor in 10 minutes, 13 seconds, when Billy Kidman defeats Val Venus with the Shooting Star Press. Spike Dudley was really off his game. He's just not over Molly yet, guys. Godfather with a 48, Val Venus with a 54, Spike with a 43, Billy Kidman with a 60, and, yeah, there you go. Spike's improving in both technical and performance, though, so that is good, as my cat tries to drag my headset with him. And then we end off Sunday Night Heat with a 48D+, where Billy and Spike are kind of celebrating more Billy than Spike, and then Billy goes to extend his hand to Spike Dudley, as, good out there, partner, pretty much something like that. Spike just kind of looks down at it, and then just shakes his head and walks out and gets out of there, as he's just not into this. He's an emotional wreck. Billy Kidman was slightly overused, and Spike Dudley was used far too much. I disagree. 57 C minus. Not too shabby, guys. Not too shabby. Kevin Nash was a former basketball player. I did not know that. We got a new champion in HWA. I did see it, which is unfortunate, but we will acknowledge that. Look at this. Hold on real quick. The growth of NWA Wild Side. NWA Wild Side have expansion in mind. The popular promotion have recently grown to even greater proportions, and it is heavily rumored that they are about to splash out and bring in some brand new talent to consolidate their position. There are also reports that they have several new target markets that they will be aggressively looking to break into. So they are now regional. I'm not necessarily sure what their size was before, if there was one. Yeah, I guess because these guys are all small, so maybe that's what they were too. Good for them, NWA. As it looks like the ratings are going to go NWA, HWA, and OVW. New champion. But it is a woman, I should say, so that's something to look forward to there. We have decisions, which, again, not going to look at because I have something I want to... Oh, that means we're going to have to end off the episode here. It is a good thing, though, that we got the stuff here. My apologies for that, Nerds and Geeks. My apologies. Either way, so what are we starting with? OVW. So Ohio Valley Wrestling gets a 48D+, as we open up the night with Mr. Black, who I believe is the Hardcore Champion, so I'm going to assume that this was for the Hardcore title, going over John Cena by countout. That gets a 33 rating. We then have a brawl between Randy Orton, Fit Finlay, and Nick Dinsmore. I guess Randy Orton's getting that push. That gets a 53 rating. And then finally OVW has a women's wrestling match as Nikita, better known as Katie Lee Burchill, or just, I forget her name on the independent scene. It maybe just be Katie Lee, to be honest, or winner in TNA. Either way, Nikita defeating Taylor Matani, who I don't believe is one of my wrestlers, unless they renamed him, to become the first ever OVW Women's Champion with a 28 rating. We then have Payne and Flash Flanagan defeating Finlay and Bull Buchanan with a 45. And then in the main event of the night with a 50 rating, Nick Dinsmore going over Johnny Spade with a 50. I believe I said that, though. HWA is next, and we also have a new champion in HWA. We'll get to that in a second, though, as we open up the night with a 34, as the Haas brothers go over the Island Boys. And then we go to a 30 rating as the A-Squad defeats Future Shock by countout. Ray Steele then defeats Yang with a 42 rating. And then in our main event with a 55 rating, Shannon Moore defeating D'Lo Brown to become the HWA Heavyweight Champion. So dethroning D'Lo Brown here, and that might be his first reign. This is true. HWA title changed hands. Shannon Moore became the champion, ending the reign of D'Lo after 11 reigns, or championships, or defenses, excuse me. And it is the first time he has won the HWA Heavyweight Championship, so good for him. And then we move on to NWA Wild Side, which gets a 54 C- rating here. We open up the night with Alex Wren, I believe his name is, going over John Phoenix and not Colin Cassidy with a 39 rating. We then have a backstage segment between David Flair and Air Paris with a 41. Colt Cabana goes over James Storm with a 40 rating. Another backstage segment, this time with a 58 rating between AJ Styles and Das Wonder Kid Alex Wright. Caprice Coleman goes over American Wild Child to retain his NWA Georgia Junior Heavyweight Championship with a 38. Sean O'Hare and Ernest the Cat Miller with a 55 skit over here. Air Paris going over Sean O'Hare. They're still putting Sean O'Hare under people. They could have capitalized on that with a 60 rating. And then AJ Styles in the main event, Nerds and Geeks, going over Prince Justice to retain the NWA Heavyweight World Championship. So good for all of them. And just that. But that is actually going to be the end because I might have a decision here that I cannot show you guys. Again, my apologies, but hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor. Leave me a comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you for Monday Night Raw, which may be up tomorrow on Monday. Most likely on Tuesday. You guys know the drill. Have a good one, guys.